Over the last several years, I've had the chance to handle thousands of different watches. And let me tell you, it's been an incredible experience. In that time, I've encountered some amazing timepieces, but I've also come across some that, well, let's just say they don't quite live up to the hype. One thing remains constant, though there's usually an objective way of evaluating a watch. When you've handled enough of them, you start recognizing the small details that separate a good watch from a bad one. But with more people shopping for watches online, especially those just getting into the hobby, it's becoming harder to know what makes a watch truly great. When you're only seeing photos or watching videos of a watch, how do you know if it's worth your hard-earned money? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. In this video, we'll go over 7 key ways to identify a high-quality watch. We're going to break it down into 2 parts first. We'll explore why mechanical watches are so expensive, and then we'll look at the 7 characteristics to watch for when evaluating a watch. Why mechanical watches are expensive. Let's set the stage by talking about mechanical watches and why they're often priced higher than quartz watches. Now, I know that for many of you, the price tag of a mechanical watch might seem a little shocking, especially when you compare it to a quartz watch that costs a fraction of the price. Quartz watches are mass-produced. They have fewer parts, and the entire production process is mostly automated. This makes them affordable and easy to manufacture. But here's where things get interesting. Mechanical watches are a whole different beast. Let's use the ETA 2824-2 as an example. This is a popular movement used in many mechanical watches. It may seem simple at first glance. It tracks time and date and has an automatic winding mechanism. But here's the kicker. This movement contains more than 100 individual parts, many of which need to be hand-assembled by skilled watchmakers. And this takes time, which ultimately drives up the cost down. So, why does anyone buy a mechanical watch when quartz is cheaper and more accurate? The answer lies in craftsmanship. Mechanical watches are not about precision, but about the artistry behind the movement. The intricate handwork involved in putting it all together, the finishing, the love for the craft. These are the things that drive collectors and enthusiasts to choose mechanical over quartz. You're paying for the experience, the history, the emotion that goes into creating each piece. It's not just about telling the time, it's about appreciating the little things that make these watches unique. The 7 categories for identifying a quality watch. We have an understanding of why mechanical watches can be so expensive. Let's dive into the 7 key elements to look for when identifying a quality watch. These are the things that will help you differentiate between a well-made timepiece and one that's cutting corners. Category 1, materials. The first thing you want to pay attention to is the materials. What's the watch made from? For the most part, you're going to see stainless steel cases, which are durable, resistant to corrosion, and relatively easy to work with. But if you're looking at higher-end watches, you might come across more IUM materials like titanium. Titanium is tougher to work with than stainless steel, and it's more expensive. You'll also find different grades of titanium, with grade 5 being particularly resistant to surface scratches. And let's not forget about other materials like bronze and ceramic. While bronze may tarnish over time, it's often used for its unique aesthetic. Ceramic is tough to work with because it requires high temperatures and special molds. But when used for full ceramic cases, it's a sign that the brand is serious about quality. If you're seeing a watch made from any of these materials, especially when used for the case or bezel, that's an indicator that the brand is paying attention to details. Category 2, crystals. Let's talk about crystals. A high-quality crystal is one of the most important elements of a watch, and most premium watches use sapphire crystal. Sapphire is hard and scratch-resistant, which is why it's commonly found in luxury watches. But it's not just about the material, it's also about the way the crystal interacts with the case. For instance, is the crystal domed? Does it have an anti-reflective coating? These are signs that the watchmaker has taken the time to perfect the design. Now, some watches use mineral crystals or acrylic, especially for vintage-style designs. These materials might not be as durable as sapphire, but they have their place, particularly when you're trying to create a nostalgic, vintage feel. Category 3 bracelets and CLSPs now. Let's move to one of the most important aspects of a watch, its bracelet. The bracelet can often tell you more about a watch than the case itself. For a watch brand to really be serious about quality, they need to pay attention to the bracelet. Too many brands skimp on the bracelet and leave it as an afterthought. The links should feel solid. Are they hollow or solid? Solid end links are a good sign, as they show that the brand is focused on quality. And what about the clasp? Is it milled or stamped? Milled clasps are typically more durable and secure than stamped ones. Look for micro-adjustment mechanisms in the clasp too. A good clasp will allow you to adjust the fit on the fly, ensuring the watch is comfortable on your wrist. Category 4 movement finishing. We talk about the movement finishing. We're talking about the artistry behind the mechanical movement itself. A watch with an exhibition case back gives you the opportunity to see how much effort has been put into finishing the movement. Look for finishing techniques like Kate de Genève or Geneva stripes. This pattern, which looks like parallel lines engraved into the movement, is a sign of high-quality finishing. Other signs include blued screws and pearlage, which give the movement a textured appearance. The more intricate and refined the movement. Finishing. The more attention the manufacturer has paid to the overall craftsmanship of the watch. Category 5 dial finishing and details. Let's talk about the dial, the centerpiece of the watch. The dial should not only look beautiful, but it should also show the quality of its creation. Look for texturing, sunburst effects, or matte finishes, which indicate that the watch has received some real care in its design. What about the markers? Are they applied, or are they just printed on? Applied markers tend to be more premium because they are hand applied, but printed markers aren't necessarily a deal breaker if done well. Also, check out the date window. Is it integrated into the design, or does it just feel like an afterthought? A well-designed date window will blend seamlessly with the rest of the dial. Category 6 movement type and quality. Now, movements are the heart and soul of mechanical watches, and they're often the most important factor in determining the price and quality of a watch. There are different types of movements, ranging from entry-level movements like the Miyota or Seiko, calibers to high-end in-house movements from brands like Omega or Rolex. The more intricate and high-end the movement, the more time and skill has been put into creating it. But it's not just about the caliber number. The way the movement is designed and finished is equally important. Third-party movements like those from ETA and Sellita are reliable and can be found in many luxury watches. But in-house movements are often seen as a sign of a brand's commitment to craftsmanship. Category 7 complications. Let's talk about complications, those extra features that make a watch more than just a timekeeper. Some common complications include date windows, power reserve indicators, and chronographs. But what makes a complication truly high quality? It's all about how well it's integrated into the design. For instance, a well-executed moon phase. Complication adds to the overall aesthetic and utility of the watch, while something like a cheap date window can sometimes feel like an afterthought. High-end complications, like tourbillons or perpetual calendars, are usually found in luxury watches. These complications require a lot of skill and innovation to create, and they add a significant amount of value to a watch dot. So there you have it, 7 ways to identify a quality watch. These are key attributes to look for, whether you're buying a luxury timepiece or just trying to evaluate a new addition to your collection dot. By understanding the materials used, the finishing on the case and dial, the movement inside, and the complications added, you'll be able to identify not just a good watch, but a great one. At the end of the day, buying a quality watch is about much more than the price tag. It's about understanding the craftsmanship, the materials, and the story behind each timepiece. Watches are an investment in both timekeeping and artistry, and by knowing what to look for, you can ensure that you're getting the best. Now, when you're evaluating a watch, keep these 7 categories in mind. Don't just look at the surface. Think about the materials, the movement, the finishing, and the complications. This will help you make more informed decisions, whether you're shopping for a vintage piece or a modern luxury watch dot. And remember, as much as these details matter, don't forget to enjoy the process of collecting. A great watch is something to be appreciated, not just for its function, but for the craftsmanship that goes into every part of it. If you're just starting your watch collection or looking to take your knowledge to the next level, these tips will help you identify high-quality pieces that stand the test of time. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more content coming your way to help you become a true watch connoisseur. Got any questions? Or want to share your favorite watch features? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll make sure to respond. Also, if you haven't already, check out our other videos. We've covered everything from 9 watches under $300, perfect for every occasion, to 8 versatile luxury watches you can wear anywhere under $7,000, from casual to formal. These videos will give you more insights into the world of watches, from budget-friendly options to high-end luxury pieces. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time with more tips, reviews, and everything you need to know about the world of watches.